Um, Basically mine is just I'm creating a inventory based system. It will be able to be accessed by a website like Servlet. So I'll be able to, you'll be able to hop onto, Google Chrome to use it. And then, obviously you got your website servlet access, and that's attached to my Java project. And this is where I'll be doing most of my um, programming. From there,
Cool.
you have your validation and error handling JUnit, which I'll be able to use. Then it goes to my entity manager factory to my Hibernate mapping, which connects me to my SQL database. And that's and then down here, I just kind of put like a simplified version of how it's going to look. Web server, Java project, my SQL database. So that's kind of what mine encompasses, and that's basically about it. So I don't think we have to go too heavy into that unless any of you guys have questions. Donna, you mentioned you were like still trying to figure out what you're wanting to do. Donna?
Oh no, I've decided what I've done. I got that all done. I
Oh,
just haven't had the time to actually put it together.
oh, put the proposal together. Oh, gotcha.
No, I did the proposal and I got that back. It's just like actually creating the program,
Oh, gotcha. I
the
see.
Oh, the
database and the
actual project.
servlet.
I
Yeah.
see. Well, this is how I started. It's funny when I went back and started creating a servlet again, I realized what I told you. Remember when we were like talking about you were having an issue getting your web application working? Like right
Mm-hmm.
here, the web app right here, part in your source folder for Java, for the main Java. I figured out why that was, and I feel kind of dumb now, like not getting it before. But I kept on saying you just need to put in servlet, but you actually have to do a couple of other things. But um, yeah, this is the way I've set up my project right here. I can kind of really quick just show you. I'll just do a demo test, delete. Just So since mine will be incorporating servlets and Hibernate mapping, I needed to create a website. I needed to create a web application here. So that's where um, when you go and click on Java Enterprise, you get the options to first off start off by creating a putting a project template in for a web application, which gives you the servlet, webx.xml, and the index.jsp right down here over here. I used Tomcat as my server application, and if you guys didn't know how to do that, you just have to download Tomcat. And you literally just create a new server from it and use a Tomcat server here, which is because it's on my machine. If you don't have it, you just download it and search for it and all that. Down here, yeah, using Java as my language, Maven as my build system, and since I'm incorporating JUnit, I just click JUnit, and that way I can easily make a JUnit test. Yeah, and then obviously the rest is kind of as it is. From here, I just got to make sure that I have servlets clicked or targeted, and then I need to make sure I have Hibernate. And once I have all that, that's pretty much all I needed for my, that's all I needed to create my actual project. So right here, what's great about this is once you've created that system, it actually automatically connects everything to your servlet. So it's ready to go at that point. So right here is my actual servlet information, my class for my servlet, which allows me to access my actual servlet. So if I were to click run here, I would start that up. I'll use Google Chrome. There's no configured running web servers found. Please run any web application. I thought that was running. You are quite silly. All right, just do it. Oh, right. Sorry, it's starting up. So yeah, my servlet is starting up and then yeah, clicks in. So great thing is it's automatic, pretty easy. So I've got that all set up just from the project creation itself. And then from there, that's where I just had to create the database itself, which, MySQL workbench. I don't know if any of you guys were able to get this taken care of, or if you're using MySQL as your database, or unless, I guess, are any of you guys using Hibernate and using a database in your application?
Yeah.
No.
No, okay. And yeah, okay, well, I guess for Donna, then yeah, I don't know if your database was all good or not, but yeah, the biggest thing I guess with this is it's actually because I messed up because I deleted my my database before, but it's in the install that you really create the database, and the workbench here is just all about connecting to it, making sure and like actually getting connected. But here's just the basic setup for my tables, all kind of implemented. But once you have that set up, all you need to do here is then go to manage connections and make sure you get the information for setting this up. So right here, back in our database, create get database from source URL. Oh, I can't remember the first part, but it's like I had to look up some templates, but actually, I guess I could probably do that really quick. As you can see right here, all the different stuff. This guy right here, he had some cool, or he explained it really nicely. And he has a nice little prompt here. So all you need is this. This is the template. So the host name usually is local host, as you can see in your workbench right there. And then the port number is right there, 3306. 6, and then the what do you call it? The system, or was it the name, or the Windows service name is going to be right here, MySQL 80. Once you've done that, it will give you it will automatically show you what driver you have for MySQL. Press OK. And this is where you need to make sure it's connected. So you want to use the root, password or username and password. And then you want to use whatever database it was that you were connected to. So that would be, in this instance, I created the database of inventory1. So inventory_1. And that looks good. Test my connection really quick and reset. Apply that. I'm now adding this to my server, or my whatever it's called, my project, and now I have the connection established. And if I go in here, I have my table, which is my products, shows my columns, and whatever else is attached to it. So now that that's all done, all I have to do is, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot one other thing. In the POM XML file, this is kind of important. If you don't add the dependency for MySQL, it's going to have issues with Hibernate. So let's set up a dependency really quick, and you just want MySQL first one right there, and it will just auto kind of input the information. So it's pretty easy. So once you've done that, Maven has a little loader here that will load it into your project and adjust the dependencies. And so that's all set. And the final thing to get yourself fully set up with your database is going to be creating your entities. And before you do that, I usually it might be good just to go into your Java, create a package for entities. And so right here, that's where I think I might have done that wrong. Oh, it might have been needed to be up here. Oh well, it doesn't matter. No, that was right. Anyways, yeah, so now you've got your little entity package. Go into view, tool windows, and you're going to come all the way down here to persistence. Once you do that, it'll pull up the persistence window, and it'll show you kind of where your persistence can be. And then this is where Hibernate kind of comes into place. I don't know why it says by Hibernate mapping, but really this is the one that you want to use for the database, which I'm guessing Hibernate must be used for several different ways of mapping, not just for databases. Anyways, generate persistent mapping. This is the great part about IntelliJ, is it will automatically create this entire map for you. You don't have to hand program it all. And once you've got that, select your database that you want to use right here, and we'll make sure this is the right database. Got our products, quantity amount, product ID, and I click check mark on all that. We have that. I want to make sure I put it in the entity package I just made. And I guess for a side note, the entity prefix and suffix, that just makes it so you can actually change the beginning of your tables mapped or whatever, products and product, whatever it's called, and suffix is just the end, same thing. Down here, I can't remember. I think we wanted to keep these the same. Yes, I want to keep those the same. Click OK. Yes. And it will start to develop our entity, our products, and here we go. We have our full map set up. So now that that was done, the final part is just making a folder for your main package. So I'm just gonna put, actually, let's just do inventory, and we'll create a class. Oh, I'm sorry, let's call it the main. And what we're going to do is, since we will be using for our main package here, we're going to be using we're going to use the two packages of entity for the products so we can have our object map. And we are going to use the web app import. So I think all I have to do is import entity. Actually, I'm gonna have to look that one up really quick. I totally forget how to import when it's right there in your file next to you. Anyways, just create all the imports, get my static, void, main, all that. Yeah, that's pretty much the setup of having these three parts all together. And as we can see with our database, we are connected to it right here. And we can see with our Tomcat server, Servlet, we are connected there. So everything is ready to go.